Hey everyone, today we're doing a flashback review of An Inconvenient Truth, which I watched while flying back home to Boston. And I totally get the irony of watching a film about climate change while riding on an airplane. But let's face it, air travel is not going away. So let's get into it. Does Al Gore's 2006 film still hold up today? While you're here, be sure to hit subscribe for more videos. And if you like this video, please do give it a thumbs up. Well, that was dramatic. That clip was from Al Gore's 2006 documentary, An Inconvenient Truth. And Inconvenient Truth is a documentary produced by filmmaker Davis Guggenheim that showcases Al Gore on the road, giving his lecture series designed to raise public awareness of climate change using the data and science available back in 2006. The film shows the current state of the climate at the time. It looks back at historical records and projects into the future what might happen 10, 20, or 30 years out, along with the potential destructive effects that human actions will have on the planet if we don't make immediate changes to how we consume resources, process materials, and generate waste. First, and the inconvenient truth about An Inconvenient Truth is that the film just didn't age as well as it could have, particularly the repetitive use of the term global warming, which has faded from use today because it really isn't accurate. It's unfortunate that it's used throughout the film because every time it comes up, 20 years of social angst comes rushing straight back to the top of my mind. So if you watch this film, you need to mentally swap out the term global warming for climate change because it is the correct term. There are other areas of the film that present speculation that may be technically accurate, but the film itself presents much of the information in an overly dramatized way due to the word choices, imagery, and the use of dramatic music paired with shocking video transitions that are designed to elicit an immediate and emotional fear response. But, while I totally get that the data in the film is, pretty correct, it's pretty much right, I really hated having my fear response played with in a documentary setting. I think this annoys me more than any other thing about the film. While I know why they did it, they wanted to wake people up to the dangers of climate change and our inaction to fix the problem. It really didn't feel good as I was watching it. And I know you're not supposed to feel good while watching a film about climate change, but what made me not feel good was I felt like I was being emotionally played with. And that's not the way you want to film a documentary. That kind of approach feels really performative and ethically wrong in a documentary. I personally think that sticking to the data, the facts, and the science is all they would have needed to do to generate the desired social awareness without the drama. I think the production choices turn this film into a political piece that liberals will love and conservatives will hate, and everyone will just feel a little more divided after watching it. In cases like this, presentation matters as much as content. And while the bulk of the data and science presented here turned out to be pretty correct, and the projections have basically been proven true, the film feels more like liberal propaganda than a science-based documentary. And I think that does a disservice to the actual message it was trying to create. This is a film that I think should be remade in 2026, 20 years later, without all of the dramatic effects, giving updates on where we are, where we're going, and some of the new technologies and regulations, that are helping us to solve the climate crisis and to learn to live with climate change. An Inconvenient Truth served as a wake-up call in 2006. And most people now know we are dealing with climate change. We've all seen the fires, the floods, the tornadoes, and the impacts of slightly rising temperatures on animals and insects in our local areas all around the globe. It's real and it's happening. What we need is a factual and accurate film that shows this information in a documentary style without being dramatized in order to kind of create that climate terror that we feel when we watch An Inconvenient Truth. So that the content isn't politicized. That will allow everyone to feel like the film is actually talking to them, and the message will get out there more strongly and more effectively. Now, I'll admit that overall, I actually enjoyed the film. I like science, I like data, I like that kind of stuff. It was good, and it was an important film at the time that it was made. But honestly, it doesn't really hold up over time for all the reasons I've already mentioned, because the data is actually also old as well. So there really are some interesting things in the film, like the graphs and the charts, some of the images showing befores and afters. It is pretty dramatic just on its own. And if you want to know more about climate change, if you don't know that much, you know what? I guess this film is actually a pretty good place to start. You just have to remember it's 20 years old and there's much more relevant and correct data that's out there today. So, An Inconvenient Truth. What did you think? I'm curious. It took me 20 years to watch this film. Have you seen it? When did you watch it? And what did you think? I would actually love to know how this film has aged over time for you. Thanks, everyone. I hope you found this review useful. If you did, please do give it a thumbs up and subscribe for more videos. That's it for now. Thanks, everybody. I will see you again soon.